The 1964 Cotton Bowl game is on the air.
This is Bill Mercer with Harry Carey at the 28th Cotton Bowl Classic. And once again, as it has been, it's the perfect day in Dallas. Only 2 times in the history of this Cotton Bowl has there been bad weather. Today it's 45 degrees.
It'll be Fred Moreland to do the kicking. Chip Paskowitz, he's in there at a half.
And Ed Orr, Paskowitz actually is in there in place of Roger Staubach as Navy will kick off with Fred Moreland doing the Texas, or Tommy Ford, and Phil Harris. Harris being in there in place of Joe Dixon. Otherwise, the lineup's all set with Moreland ready to vote. And here's the dream bowl game of the day about to start here. On this, may it be a happy and prosperous new year for each and every one of you. Fred Moreland of Woodbury, New Jersey, ready to vote. And Phil Harris, the deep man for Texas. Moreland comes forward, and there's the kick. And over end and going through. Around the middle of the 10. 15. Hit and brought down to the 22-yard line. And so, Texas will have the ball first and 10. As Jim Freeman of Denison, Texas was on that tackle. As Tommy Ford was hit and hit hard. The ball right in the center of the... On the 22 in Texas. Pass big crowd on hand. Here's Harris. Signals being called in there by Carlisle. The pitch is going back and cutting around the right side, getting up only to the... Here's Phil Harris. We have Harris in the wingback with Tommy Ford. In the backfield for Texas. Pat Donnelly out of the secondary made the stop. So comes second down. Starts in motion, and the ball is handed there. Tommy Ford, but he hit a stone wall. He may have made about a half yard on the play. Let's call it 3rd and 9. In center, the middle linebacker of Navy was the boy who met him head on. It'll be 3rd down, and just about 9 yards to go. Texas on 2 running plays has done very little. On the wing again is Harris. Here is Carlisle rolling to the left. He's looking. He's going to run. He's at the 30. He's at the 30. Harris brought down to the 43. Carlisle on the option. Rolling his left hand and going all the way to the 43-yard line. Bob Sutton from Coral Gables, Florida, and Tom Lynch finally brought him down. And so first down from his own 22 to the 10 of the 42. And here's Carlisle handing and going Phillips, the fullback, and makes about on the play the entire right side of the Navy line, led by right guard. Fred Moreland made the stop. And 9 from the 43-yard line in Texas territory. A 19-3 is the wing back to the right, defensively. Carlisle looking to throw. He throws a long one out and is incomplete at the 30-yard line. It was intended enough. Over his head, Ed Orr was back on pass defense. Bob Sutton was also there. And Carlisle came very close to running on out. So it'll be 3rd down. And a little better than 9 yards to go with a little less than 10. So let's call it signals called by Carlisle. He starts to throw. And it is complete. The Harris, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 15 to the 10. He's going over for it. Phil Harris goes 57 yards. As Carlisle started to the left, stopped quickly, threw to the flanking back, Phil Harris, and he went all the way for 57. It's Texas 6, Navy nothing, and Tony Crosby now. Or let's see, Crosby will try for the end. The ball will be held by Joe Dixon. The ball will be snapped from the 3. Snap, placed the 10, it's in the air. Timeout on the field of play with the score, Texas 7, Navy nothing. Door from Cleburne, Texas, a junior, 186-pounder. And so, it'll be second down and 6, a 4-yard Pat Donnelly from Roger Staubach. Second and 6, the ball on their 27 for Navy. Out they come, Orrs, the flanker, wide to the mark. Here's Staubach faking, then giving the side. He's up to the 30 to the 31. Johnny Side slipped away from one man as he's off scrimmage. He gets the 31 for a 4-yard gain. It'll be third and 2 from their own for Navy as All-Americans spat out. Navy with the ball for the first time, trailing to Harris, scored to the left. Staubach rolling to that side. Look, he throws. It's complete at the 42. Orr runs out of bounds at the 42. So there's an 11-yard gain, a first down for Navy. First and 10 on the 42, and you game. Olin Underwood from Channelview, Texas, a junior, 280 to stop, knocked him out of bounds. 42, so they have moved. First time he's been to that side. Staubach dropping into the pocket. He's being wrecked. He throws up the middle. Incomplete, intended for Pat Donnelly. It is second down. 10 yards to go from their own 42. Trailing 7-0 here in the first period as this crowd was startled on a 57-yard third down. Keith Eddie Orr is wide to the right. Defensively a 6-man line. Staubach dropping back. He throws down the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Dave Sugarwood. 6'4", 212 pounds, 22-year-old senior from Menominee, Wisconsin. They've been throwing down the middle lane, and it had men in the clear, but this time he put the 6'2", almost 8-man line. Here's Staubach being rushed. He's going to run. He's at the 40, running wide, trying to cut back. A gain of only 1 yard on the play, as 3 Texas men fell on him, led by Knox Nunnally from Midland, Texas. And so it'll be a 4th down play. And in there to kick now will be Joe from Texas. He is standing back on his third. Joe Dixon to the deep men for Texas. The ball is snapped. And Ince gets the kick away. It is not a too good one. Still rolling, and it's going to be down to the 18-yard line. And so Texas has the ball again on their own 18. First and 10. Nothing with 9 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the first period. A 57-yard pass play as Carlisle to the left and then hit his wingback, Phil Harris, with a sharp pass into the right flat, right down the sidelines unmolested. Carlisle now in the quarterback. Signals come. And then hand. And finding a hole is Tommy to get past the 25 to the 27 before Ed Orr out of the secondary.
Hey, Harry, go back to what we said before the game. Watch Texas on an opening drive. They went for the touchdown. Here was a play that is a good bread and butter play for Texas. It's a trap play with Tommy Ford hitting out there. Ford has been called by several Southwest Conference coaches the most consistent.
7. Wing back is to the left this time. Signals called into by Carlisle. He rolls to the left, hands up the middle on the trap. And now Phillips. 1. He makes the first down. And it'll be first and 10. Ed Orr out of the secondary. He was in on the tackle. And ball is on their own 32-yard line. First and 10, Texas. On their own 32. That's our second. Joe Dixon signals call. Navy almost broke outside. A loose ball, and it's recovered by Texas, I believe. Texas recovered its own fumble. Harold Phillip pounced on the ball. A loss on the play back to the 28. A loss of 4 will make it second at 14 yards. Joe Dixon signals call. Here's Carlisle rolling to the opposite side. He's looking to throw. He throws the long one, and it is by Dick Ernst. He immediately brought down at the 42. So Navy has the ball on an interception by Dick Ernst. Will retie the pass was intended for Dan Malden from Azle, Texas, a sophomore. But Dick Ernst signals gone. And here's the handoff going to Johnny Sy. He tries to dive and leap over his own man. He gets no. progress of the ball gains a yard for him as Clarence Bray from Port Arthur, Texas, the center. The stop. They marched the ball 44-yard line. Rush put on Roger Staubach. Wide to the right is Orr. A third down and long yardage to go. A trap up the middle. And Jim Owensworth. A fumble loose ball. Defensive recover had the whistle sounded. The whistle had sounded as the ball was the Navy 29-yard line. Pete Lammons was avoiding on the stop and actually fell on the ball also. So the ball is on the Navy 29. So far it's all Texas. The kicking. Standing on his own 15-yard line. 7 men on the line for Texas charging. Dixon takes it at his 35. Running laterally. Down the sideline to 40. Picking up Rocky. He's a down on the Navy 49 by Bruce Kenton, the center. He centered the ball back for the punt. A nice run back. A junior from Dallas, Texas. He got a good block over on the far side. So Texas in good field position on their own 49-yard line. There's time out on the field. The score, Texas 7, Navy nothing. Minutes and 59 seconds remain in the first period, and an exciting first period it has been too. As this crowd, 7th play of the game, was brought roaring to its feet on a 57-yard pass play from Duke Carlisle to Phil Harris. And now, Texas has continued to put pressure on Navy. Staubach was thrown for a 22-yard loss a few moments ago. And now Texas in good field position, 1st and 10 on the Navy 49, leading 7-0. A long way to go. The huddle they come. The end of the right side is split. The wing backs at the opposite side. Joe Dixon. 6-man line defensively. The trap. They gets nowhere. Tommy Ford was met head-on by Captain Tom Lynch of the Naval Academy. Helped by Jim Freeman of Denison, Texas. And so, no gain on that one at all. 2nd and 10 on the Navy 49. Several substitutions in their fourth. Group of substitutes come in for Durfo and McCarty. The wing back to the left is Harris. Here's the pitch to Ford, back to Carlisle. Carlisle, he is almost thrown for a long loss. He gets the pass away incomplete. Oh, he was fortunate not to be thrown back on the 40. The pass was intended. Tom Holden was putting the rush on. Holden from Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. And so it'll be 3rd and 10 from the Navy 49. 4 minutes and 31 seconds left there in the first period, with Texas out in a 5-man line at the moment. A man starts in motion, a quick pass up the middle. And Charlie Talbert, who goes to the Navy 37, as Nick Ernest and Bob Peel made the tackle on the Navy 37 for what looks like another first down for Texas, and it is. 1st and 10 on the Navy 37-yard line. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first period, with Texas again defensively a 7-man line. Pass is right down the middle of Talbot is complete again to the Navy 23. Carlisle is hit. 3 out of 6. And it's another first down now for Texas. 1st and 10 on the Navy 23. Phil Harris, defensively a 5-man line. Carlisle to Ford, running wide on a power hit it to the 20-yard line. John Connolly, the left guard, a sophomore, 194-pounder from Scituate, Massachusetts. I believe that's the way you pronounce it. It's one of my favorite towns. Scituate. Jimmy Dolan tells me that left is Phil Harris. Defensively a 5-man line. Harris starts in motion. Carlisle on the option. Decides to run, gets to the 19. And it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 19. Carlisle on the option play was stopped by Gary Kellner. 195-pound senior right end for the Naval Academy. It is 3rd and 6 from the 19th. The wing back to the right. Line unbalanced to that side. Here's and a goal back to the Navy 28 by Gary Kellner. The right end who really crashed through. Had no chance at all. And now a 9-yard loss on that play. As the ball is back to the 28. It will be 4th and 15 from the 28-yard line. And let's see now, here comes Crosby. It will be a 44-yard field goal. Hey, a fake. And running off to the left and being thrown for a loss is Joe Dixon. I don't believe it was intended to be a fake. I believe the pass from center was a little high. Dixon had trouble placing the ball, decided to run as he rolled to the left. And he was brought down by Bob Wittenberg, the left side of the Navy, for a long loss. And let's see now if the Naval Academy gets inspiration from a fine defensive stand. It from the 20 to the 45-yard line. 4 wide. Dropping back. He throws. It is complete. And immediately brought down in Texas territory at the 48. Joe Dixon made the tackle. Neil Henderson completed the pass. And so it's a 1st and 10 for Navy. And this game's got a long way to go. Staubach already has shown this crowd that he can move that ball. First deal is wide. Here's Staubach dropping back. He's looking. He might run. He does. He is hit and brought down. Actually at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Makes it at the 43-yard line. And Frank Brooks, the left guard from Hondo, Texas, was a man who made the stop. Give him a 1-yard loss on the play. The flanker wide to the left. Defensively a 7-man line. Staubach throws into the flat. And intercepted. 40. Let's see what happens here. His knee had hit the ground where he intercepted. His knee had hit the ball on the 38-yard line. An interception in there by Williams, the center and captain, one of the. And there's the end of the. And there's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texas 7, Navy 0. So we go to the second quarter. Navy on an interception has lost the ball. Staubach and Carlisle have each completed 3 out of 6, and each has had 1 intercepted. The difference is one of the passes by Carlisle went for 57 yards and a score. Across the way, the Texas band. Are ready to go into the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Texas. The ball is on their own 38-yard line. They lead 7-0. Out they come. And it's Harris on the wing to the right. Defensively, a 5-man line at the moment for Navy. Left. The ball handled the trap up the middle of Phillip. He passed me to the 45 to the 47. Harold Phillip on a trap play up the middle, getting foot blocking, was finally brought down by Pat Donnelly. The first string line is in there again for Navy, with Campbell and Sugarroot at the ends, Philbin and Freeman at the tackles, Krekic and Marlin at the guards, and Tom Lynch at center. For the front line, Harris is the wing back to the right. Signals Carlisle running to the right, throwing to the left. The man is there, but he can't quite catch up with it. The pass was intended for Tommy Ford. But the pass is overthrown just a little bit. Johnny Sy back on pass defense. Let's pause 10 seconds for station. This is the CBS Radio Network. This is from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, 7-0 Texas. There's a fake handed to Ford, and he gets good blocking as he breaks into Navy 29 before Ed Orr out of the secondary brought him down. 1st and 10 for Texas in Navy territory at the Navy 49. Texas moving that ball well, both through the air and off to the left is Harris. Defensively, this 7-man line. Harris starts in motion. There's the trap up the middle with Phillip, and he goes to the 45. Harold Phillip carrying. They like to run those traps with the fullback up the middle. They get fine trap blocking in there. And this time Marlin and Philbin, the 2 tackles, were in on the stop. The ball was on the 45 in Navy territory. second down and 7 for the Longhorns, who lead defensively a 5-man line. Ball is pitched and running is Ford wide. Back in his own territory by Pat Philbin, the 220-pound junior left tackle from Woodside, Long Island, New York. And a loss on the play back to their own, 48 for Texas. A loss of 3 yards on the play. So, third down. Back to the right. Line unbalanced that way. Signals call. Here's Carlisle looking. He throws long, incomplete. It was intended in there for Charlie Talbot of Texas City, but he overthrew him. Ed Orr was back on pass defense. And so Texas has a 4th and 13 situation on their own 48-yard line. And now Kim Gaynor, a Fort Worth back on his 35. The ball is snapped. The line's fight it out. He gets the kick away. It's a semi-spiral taken on the 13-yard line by Sutton. And immediately brought down as he gets to the 21 by American tackle of the Longhorns. And so Navy has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 21 as they trail 7-0. Left in the first half. Roger Staubach comes back in at quarterback.
Defenses now on that defensive drive when Carlisle was decked. It would appear now that the Navy defense is getting in there in the backfield to just break up anything. And Staubach is having his trouble running outside the pocket. Timeout is on the field of play, and the score is Navy 7, or rather Navy nothing, and Texas. Back to this, looking over the defense of these two teams. Texas using about what Staubach, try to keep him from moving out of the pocket, pinch him in with the ends as they did Don Jewell and Baylor, and keep the big Roger from moving around. So far it's worked. Here's Navy back in action on their 21.
1st and 10 on their own 21. Ball faked and then handed, and being hit hard, and there is Pat Family, the fullback, on the fullback slant that made no yardage at all, might have actually lost a little bit. Timmy Dorr, the fullback, the middle linebacker, Tommy Ford, and Phil Orr wide to the left as the flanker. And here is Staubach being rushed, looking. Oh, for a loss back to the 13-yard line. The left guard of the Longhorns. I tell you now, they've really pointed their defense for All-American Roger Staubach, and so far they've been able to stop him. A loss back to the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 17 on their own 14 for Navy. So there was a loss. Has gone 57 yards with one pass, 63 with another. Pat Donnelly almost intercepted that pass. He touched it, And then Harris juggled it along the sideline before he finally got it securely in his grasp. The kickoff is taken at the 10 by Chip Paskowitz. And he reverses now across the 25 and brought down at the loose ball, but I believe the whistle was sounded. Recovered, I believe, by Texas, but the whistle had already called the play dead at the 24. It belongs to Navy on their own 24. Olin Underwood, along with Scott Appleton, put the tackle on. And so Navy in trouble, trails 14-0. Quarterback. Defensively a six-man line. Staubach on the option. Gives now to Markoff, the fullback. And he is at the 25, and he was hit hard in there by Olin Underwood. Helped by George Bedrick. Bedrick being from Kaufman, Texas, a sophomore 200-pounder. And Underwood from Channelview, a junior who plays a fine defensive right guard. And let's see, Nick Markoff is being replaced now by Jim Owensworth. Pat Donnelly went in this game, ailing just a bit, and Markoff limps a little bit, the number 2 fullback, and now Jim Owensworth, the senior 188-pounder, who's averaged 3.2 yards per carry, is now in there. Second down and 9 from the 25. The score 14-0 in favor of Texas. These Longhorns of Darrell Royal are determined to keep their number 1 ranking. But this game's got a long way to go, Bill Mercer.
It certainly has, Harry. And one interesting thing, Harris has caught 5 passes in the regular season. He caught 2 today. So only scored it this year.
Teal is wide to the right. Staubach throws down the middle. It's complete on a button hook pattern to immediately brought down at the 37 for what will be a first down. Knox Nunnally made the stop from Midland, Texas. 190-pound junior. So Navy has a first down. The ball is on their own 37. That for Navy is its 3rd first down. 1st and 10 on their own 37. The end of the first half. Wide to the left in there. Bob Teal. Staubach rolls to that side. Gets a block. He's looking. He's being rushed. He is hit. He's being thrown back to the 30. Oh, boy, they're really putting a rush on him. Roger Staubach being chased by a million red shirts, it seemed like, but Bobby Gamblin of Stamford, Texas, and Scott Appleton, the All-American tackle from Brady, Texas, were the men who stopped. So they lost on the play, and they'll make it down at 17. Michigan. A flanker wide to the right. Here's Staubach dropping back. He may run. He gets a block. He's at the 30. He's still driving to the 35. Staubach stutters around the left side. They may have lost the ball. Let's see if he fumbles. Let's see. He did fumble, I believe, and it's recovered by Texas. Texas recovers Staubach's fumble on the 34. And in Navy territory. To the left. Here's Phil Harris. Here's Carlisle starting to the right. Now throws. The pass may be incomplete. And there's a flag on the play, I believe. That will be the first penalty of the afternoon. I believe a clipping penalty is going to be called against offside. Let's see. A red flag on the play. Offside against Texas. He is now in at the tailback position for Texas. Here's Carlisle. It's stop and go, and it's complete to the 23 to Pete Lamont. Lamont's cutting diagonally from the left end position right over the middle and took the quick pass. A quick pitch up the middle. A first down for Texas on the Navy 22. Bruce Kenton made the tackle. Carlisle, a tremendous quarterback in Fort Texas on the Navy 22. The wing back to the right starts in motion. Here's Carlisle on the pitch. And running around the left side is Harris. Almost thrown for a loss. Trying to reverse. Sidesteps one man and gets to the 19. A gain of 3. Phil Harris almost thrown for a long loss. Gary Kelder made the stop. So a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be from the Navy 19. 5 minutes left in the first half. Texas out 11 from the Navy 19. Back is Harris. Up the middle of the trap is Phillip, the fullback, and he goes to the 15-yard line. Harold Phillip on the trap up the middle, finally brought down by Tom Holden of Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, a senior 199-pounder. And so the ball is on the 15, mark at the 16. And it'll be On the flank is Phil Harris. Defensively, it is a five-man line. Carlisle rolling to the right. He's looking. He runs. He's the 15. Brought down to the 11. On the option, Duke Carlisle came rolling to the right. Decided to keep and ran down to the 12-yard line. And that will be very close to a first down. First and 10 from the 12. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
It is WBBM and WBBM.
14-0. First and 10 on the Navy 11. Harris on the flanker starts in motion right. Carlisle pitches to Harris running the left side. He is hit and brought down on the 10. They might mark it to the 9. A fine tackle from behind as Phil Harris, a speedster, tried to skirt. Left end with a pitch out. Jim Campbell, the left end, was the man who hit him from behind. They do mark the ball on the 9. And it'll be second and 7 from the 9. 14-0 in favor of Texas. 3 minutes left before the end of it. Harris on the flanker right. Signals called by Carlisle. He rolls to the right. He's looking. He throws into the flat. Incomplete. Intended for Phil Harris. He may have looked up to see where the defensive man was a little bit too soon. He had the ball in his hand. Bob Teal was there on pass defense. So it'll be third and 7 from the 9-yard line in Navy territory. The Longhorns in possession of the ball with 2 minutes by Carlisle. Defensively, a 5-man line. The ball fake to the fullback. Carlisle rolls to the right. He's going to run. He's going to find 3. Touchdown! Fullback, then rolling to the right, holding the ball aloft as a pass, and then skirting around right end. Shoe over the stocking, ready to try. Snap, place, kicked in the air. Good. Time out on the field of play with the score. Texas 21, Navy nothing. What a holding call. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left on the extra points after so far this year. Crosby ready to boot. Paskowitz and Johnny Side kick. And that one's going to go out of the end zone. And it did go over the crossbar, just when we indicated he might do. No 3 points are allowed. It's just a touchback and see what happens. Now Navy first and 10 from their own 20. And running on the trap is Donnelly, the fullback, as he gets up to the 24. It'll be second and 6 from their own 24. Scott Apple, the All-American tackle from Brady, a 240-pound. Wide to the left is Ed Orr. Signals Staubach on the option. Here! Down. He didn't quite get to the 25. Staubach sliding behind his line on the option play. Decided to run, but he was hit hard and brought down in there after a gain of about a half yard. Down and 5 from the 25 for Navy. Orr's the flanker right. Staubach's looking. Sideline pass and immediately out of bounds to Ed Orr. That stops the clock at the Navy 32. A gain of 7 on a play, a first down for Navy unless there's a penalty. Came out of the secondary, made the stop. Let's see if they indicate the first down, and it is for Navy. A 6-man line moves into a 7-4 Texas. Here's Staubach. Faking and unhanding, and Donnelly hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Back to the 23 by Frank Brooks and Scott Appleton. This Appleton might as well be wearing a navy white shirt. He seems to be in their huddle all day long. He's in so many tackles that that boy has played. Wide to the right is Orr. Staubach drops in the pocket, throws into the flat. It is complete in there to Jim Campbell, immediately brought down at the Navy 39. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Joe Dixon out of the secondary came up to make the stop. The ball brought into the hash marks on the east side of the field on the Navy 38. It'll be third down and 4 for Navy from their own 38-yard line. They trail 21-0. The flanker wide to the left. Here's Staubach. A rush put on him. He throws. It is complete at the 47, and what a tackle by Anthony King. As Dave Sugarwood, just as he caught that pass, he was really hit with a bruising tackle from behind. And timeout is called to stop the clock. seconds left before the end of the Staubach. A six-man line defensively is 6'2". Staubach drops back. He's looking. He's trying to run. He reverses. He's running laterally. He's retreating. He throws a jump pass. He was knocked down by Frank Bruck. And there was the scrambling that has featured the play of Roger Staubach, a junior with another year to go. He started right, left, stunt and stutter, and finally got his pass away, had the man in the clear, but at the last moment, Frank Brooks batted that ball down. And so, wide to the left is a flanker is Ed Orr. Dropping back is Staubach. He's looking. He almost hit from the blind side. He's trying to run, and he is brought down at the 47 by Scott Appleton. Appleton brings him down, and let's see, Navy is trying to stop that clock. And they get the time call with 19 seconds to go. The score 21-0 in favor of Texas. The Texas ends have been crashing all day long, and Staubach to get around them. They're forcing Staubach to go up the middle, and that just chases them right into the bear-like arms of Scott Appleton. And there's no future in running into the arms of Appleton. There's no endearment there.
This would seem to follow the same pattern as the Texas Longhorns used against Baylor. They pretty much short passes. They prevented him from throwing the long bomb, covering his receivers, and they kept him tight in the pocket. Staubach has had the same getting out of the pocket, and of course he likes to roam, but his roaming today has not been as with any freedom, because Appleton and Brooks and that crew have slowed him up.
All right, Bill, is 3rd and 10 from the 47. Staubach back to throw. He's looking. Sidelines pass to Orr. He goes out of bounds at the Texas 40-yard line to stop the clock. 13 seconds. Joe Dixon chased him out of bounds. And they marked the ball on the 40 in Texas territory. Staubach giving you a pretty good example here. The great quarterback battling the clock, trying to keep this team in the ball game. And flanker wide to the right this time. Defensively, a six-man line for Texas. Staubach looking. A screen pass to Donnelly. He's at the 35 to the 32 in Texas territory. 5, and the clock is stopped again as Navy has moved that ball now. Frank Brooks brought Donnelly down. A short screen pass. He ran into the 32, a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 with 5 seconds, and just about time for another play. And so now Staubach will be forced to throw the bomber 21-0. Staubach started the sequence back on the 24, so he's moved his team beautifully downfield, battling not only Texas but also the clock. And now I believe that's all the timeouts that Navy will have at its disposal. 5 seconds left. Navy back in a huddle.
Harry, here when Navy played SMU, they had 1 second left on the clock. They threw the bomb. Orr reached up for it. It was on his fingertips and fell away. It was that close. There's a little bit difference in the score right now, but they're still going to have to use that bomb to stay in this half.
That was the only Staubach now. 5 seconds to go. He drops back. He's looking. He's going to throw the long one, and it is complete at the 12, I believe. But he's immediately down. And there's the end of the half. Jim Hudson jumps on the man, and Ed Orr made a diving catch at the 12, but the half is ended. And the end of the first half finds the score, Texas 21, and it goes down to about the 4, and it's taken there by Johnny Sy. Right at the middle of the 10, the 15 to 20. Hit by 2-man and smothered at the 22. Staley Faulkner and Tom Nobis hit him at the 22, and it's 1st and 10 for Navy from their own 22. Roger Staubach now comes in at quarterback. So their backfield is Johnny Sy and Eddie Orr at the halves, Roger Staubach the quarterback, and Pat Donnelly at fullback. Navy is wide to the right as a flanker. Texas in a 6-2. Staubach dropping back to throw. He fakes. Now looks. Throws a long one. And it is incomplete. Down at the Texas 40. And it was intended for Ed Orr. Anthony King back on in the secondary. Got his hand up in time as Roger Staubach actually dropped back to about his 10-yard line. So that ball traveled almost 60 yards through the air. And it was right head on the target but Anthony King was there to bat it away. And so, 7-man line is, the handoff goes to Johnny Sy, and he is from the line of scrimmage by Tom Novus, the right guard, and Frank Brooks, the left guard. Novus being from San Antonio, a sophomore, only 19 years old, and Brooks from Hondo, a senior. So, allegedly this time a 7-man line. Staubach has time to throw down the middle on a button hook complete to the 30 to Dave Sugarood. The forward progress to the 30, although they hit him from behind and drove him back to the 27. And that'll be a first down, I believe. No, it's a little shy of the first down, as it'll be 2 deep men here for Texas. The snap, he has time, he kicks. He gets a good one away. Here's Tommy Ford on the dead run. Fields it at the 40, brought down at the 45. Tommy Ford very daringly caught that ball on the dead run, and they more or less the shoestring. Al Crickage of Passaic, New Jersey, made the stop. So Texas has the ball again, 1st and 10 on their own 45, and they lead 21-0. We're in the 3rd period. Bright sunshine here at the Cotton Bowl. Temperature about 50 degrees. The wing back to the right is Joe Dixon. Signals call. Carlisle, the quarterback. He rolls to the opposite side. He's looking. He's running. He sidesteps one man. He is hit and brought down at the 45. He made no yardage to speak of on the option Carlisle decided to keep. Pat Philbin, the left tackle, and Al Crickage, the left guard, made the stop. So mark the ball for about a half-yard gain. Let's call it 2nd and 10 from the 45. Texas leading 21-0. The ball right in the center of the field in relation to the sideline. We're in the 3rd period, which has just got underway. Joe Dixon, defensively a 5-man line. Back in motion is Ford. Carlisle rolls to the right. Ford blocks for him. He's going to run. 45 and knocked out of bounds at the 48 by Dave Sugarood from Menominee, Wisconsin, a 212-pound senior right end. Sugarood brought him down at the 48. A gain of 3. 3rd and 7 from their own 48 for Texas, leading 21-0 in the 3rd period. 11 minutes and 48 seconds remain in this quarter. Carlisle back in the huddle with his teammate. Defensively, signals call wing to the left is Dixon. Carlisle, here's a man starting in motion, and it's Harrison and at the wing, and Carlisle throws incomplete. Incomplete, and Texas fans thought there should have been a pass interference call. Pat Donnelly was back on pass defense. It was intended for Charlie Talbot. Talbot being from Texas City, a senior who stands 6'5" and injured earlier this season for Texas. He's the #1 punter. Up, Navy almost offside, recovered, and they came into, let's see, offside is called. Contact was made. Navy man broke at his 35-yard line. The deep men are Orr and Sutton. Snap from center. He's rushed. He gets the kick away. And it's a dandy. And it is taken the 10-yard line by Sutton. Up to the 15 and hit and brought down at the 16-yard line. Tom Novus, boy, this kid perhaps is the youngest man on the field at 19. Only a sophomore from San Antonio, but he is some guard. Frank Brooks, the other guard, again team with Tom Novus. And so it's Navy. 1st and 10 from their own 16. They lost 6 yards on that exchange of punts. Time is called to the right as Orr. Signals called by Staubach, who drops back to throw. He's looking. He's hit from behind. He's smeared on the 8-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play. And Dave McWilliams of Cleburne, Texas, one of the 3 captains of the Longhorns, was the first man who hit him. And so a loss of 8 on the play. As they mark it actually at the 10-yard line, which will make it 2nd down, and 16 yards to go from their own 10 for by Staubach. Defensively a 6-man line. Up the middle on the trap is Donnelly, and he goes to the 17-yard line. Pat Donnelly from Maumee, Ohio, a 200-pound junior fullback, on the trap up the middle that time, as Dave McWilliams made the stop. They marked the ball on the 18. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. The ball from their own 17 is a flanker is Orr. Talbot moves over there with him. Here's Staubach looking. A jump pass over the middle. Donnelly's got the first down at the 21 and then a stop there. Didn't get the first down, let's make it. As a short 3-yard gainer that time on a short screen pass. He only got to the 20. Looked like he was going to have room to move, but Tom Novus knows the play and quickly recovered. And Donnelly wasn't able to make the first down, and Navy's going to have to punt. As Joe Ince comes into the kick from the ball's on the 22, where it'll be 4th down and 4. Joe Ince at Ford and Phil Harris are the deep men for Texas. The snap from center, the battle of the lines, and the punt. And it's a good one. A high spiral, fair catch signal by Ford at his own 43. And so Texas has the ball at their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bill? Harry, just keeping a check on Staubach here in the second half. Of course, he hasn't not been running out of the pocket. He's been dropping straight back. He's not been trying to roam. That has given plenty of trouble in the first half. And undoubtedly that he and Harden have decided to play it in the pocket this time.
Texas 1st and 10 on their own 43, leading 21-0 with 8.5 minutes left in the third period. Out they come with Harris. Phil Harris, wing back to the right, defensively a 5-man line. The ball fake to the fullback, and Carlisle throws in the flat incomplete. It was intended for Charlie Talbert. They flooded the zone over there that time, with Talbert being the deep man, and Pat Donnelly was over on pass defense. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 43. Been still. Here's Carlisle faking to the fullback, rolling to the right, looking, throws the long one to the right flat. It is almost intercepted, incomplete. It was intended for Phil Harris. Hedor and Pat Donnelly were over there. There's a flag on the play, and I believe a penalty against Texas, a holding penalty, I believe, is going to be called against Texas. Defensively, a 5-man line for Navy, a 5-4 at the moment. Long count by Carlisle, pitches to Ford, running the right side. On the power play, gets the 31 another flag on the play. Tommy Ford, the power sweep that time, but he was pulled out at the 31, a gain of 3. Let's see who the penalty, again against Texas. A holding penalty again against Texas. The wing back to the right is Harris. Carlisle at quarterback. Rolls to the weak side, he's going to run. He's the 15, he's the 20, he's the 25, he's the 30, he's the 35. Brought down at the 35. Beautiful run. Tom Holden and Kip Paskowitz finally brought him down. Paskowitz out of the secondary.
On that play, too, you have to give credit to House, who came out at the left end and led the play. It's once again Carlisle who shows off his ability this year to do both things. Wade Harden said he was not going to be led down the path thinking that Carlisle couldn't throw. This boy can make you honest by just looking like he's going to do anything, and he just shows as he picked up 20 yards around left end. And also on these power sweeps, too, Harry, that Texas will use a split on the opposite side, and they'll run a single wing type on the power side. It's an unusual formation.
3rd and 18 from their own 31. Here is Carlisle faking to the fullback, throws long to the right side of the field, and it is complete. At the Navy 28-yard line. Phil Harris made a circus catch of a long pass, and immediately brought down at the 28. A sensational catch. Bob Field went up in the air with him. Jim Owensworth was also there. And so it's 1st and 10 for Texas on the Navy 28-yard line. What a sensational catch by sophomore Phil Harris. 1st and 10 now on the 28. Like the first half, all Texas. Harris starts to the left. On the option, Carlisle keeps. Cuts back and gets inside the 25 to the 23. Tom Holden, the right guard from Brook Heights, New Jersey, made the stop. The ball is on the 23. 3 new men come in for Texas. 6 minutes and 29 seconds left. Timeout on the field. The score here in the third period. Texas.
Point of 6 and 29 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Phil Harris again making a great catch on the 30-yard line. He had, before this game, got 5 this year for 45 yards. His longest was 13, and today he looked like he was catching maybe the Baylor Bears and Don Trull that they've been running. Texas has been running a pass pattern all year. He has now caught 3 today, and the shortest one 40 yards. So Phil Harris and Carlisle are teaming up to show that Texas has that passing attack.
2nd and 4, Harris. 1st and goal from the 9. Signals called by Carlisle. Defensively a 6-man line. Hicks Green running the right side. Gets inside to about the 8. A gain of 1. Hicks Green, a junior, 5'8", 170 pounds from San Antonio. Also very fast, like Phil Harris. Stopped by Bruce Kenton and John Connolly. The second Texas line is in there with Nunnally and Lammons at the ends. Roberts and Lacey at the tackles. Is Phil Harris. Signals called. Hicks Green is the tailback. Here's Carlisle rolling to the left. He's looking. He's going to run. He's at the 6 and rolled out of bounds there. Tom Holden chased him across the field and knocked him out of bounds at the 6. So it'll be third and goal from the 6-yard line for Texas as they lead 21-0. Wing right is Harris. Signals called by Carlisle. A long count. He rolls to the right. He passes to the flat, incomplete, intended for Harris. Overshot him a little bit. Bob Teal was back on pass defense. And here comes the man without a shoe. But oh, what a stocking foot. You know, I don't think there's been anything better in a stocking than... And Ince is standing on his own 7. The ball snapped. The rush. He gets the kick away. And it's a good one. And here's Anthony King on the right side. And they make that Joe Dixon immediately thrown at the Texas 48 by Kip Paskowitz from Miami, Florida, junior left halfback. And so Texas in good field position again at their own 48. First and 10 as they lead 21-0. 4 minutes left in the third period.
Texas has had 3 series of, Navy's had 3 series of downs here in the third quarter, and they have
hoping for in the second half hasn't come to place yet. Here's the fake on the belly series, and then Gibbons. They're breaking into the clear. Down to the 45 is Dixon, still running. Tommy Ford, and he has gone down. Tommy Ford breaking away for the first time today. Going all the way from his own 48 down to the Navy 24. A gain of about 27 yards on that one. Make it 26 yards. They marked the ball. Is in there. So here is Carlisle moving to the right, looking. He may throw. He does. Long into the end zone. It is out of the end zone, incomplete. Carlisle can really throw that football. He hasn't been touted as a passer in comparison to others, but he is a good quarterback. He was is Harris. Signals called by Carlisle. 5-man line defensively. Here's Carlisle throwing, almost intercepted. Incomplete, intended for George Sauer. George Sauer of Waco, whose dad used to be the coach at Baylor, and also, I believe, was on the staff at the Naval Academy. Bob Orlowski was back on pass defense. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBU. This is Harry Carey with Bill Mercer from the quarterback. There's a pass. At the 5-yard line. Bob Orlowski made the tackle. George Sauer completed the pass. Tommy Wade is just replaced. Duke Carlisle, who got an ovation from the crowd as he left. And Wade's first contribution on his first play is a 21-yard gain to the 5-yard line. So it's first and goal. up that pass, immediately tackled by Lasky. Now there's a pass going, and coming around the right side, Tommy Ford, and he goes to about the 2-yard line. Maybe the 1. Tommy Ford that time, cut just outside his right guard, and went to about the 2-yard line, as Merritt and Kosciuszko were in on the stop. Marked the ball on the 2, and will be second and goal from the 2-yard line. Tommy Ford, Harold Phillips, Tommy Wade, and Phil Harrison. Wade, the quarterback, gives to Ford. Touchdown. Breaking beautifully to Ford. He handed to Harold Phillips, who went over standing up. Harold Phillips scored the Texas 4th touchdown. And now it's 27-0 in favor of the Longhorns. And this point after touchdown. Snap from the 3. Held at the 10. Booted and good. Now it is Texas 28 and Navy nothing. And Bill, these Longhorns just keep coming at the midship.
Well, that's been the whole system of play this year for Texas, and as Wayne Harden knew, they just keep coming at you, and they pick the soft spots. Talking to one Southwest Conference coach last night, and he said, you watch Tommy Ford and Duke Carlisle, and they'll pick out the soft spot and keep running at you. And today, Duke Carlisle was also finding another soft spot, and that's the passing attack. Tommy Wade is known as the rifleman. He's thrown 49 times this year, completed 21. And had not thrown touchdown pass, but he was the one who completed 5 out of 10 against Texas A&M in that 80-yard drive that protected Texas' undefeated mark this year.
All right, Crosby kicking off to the right side of the field, taken at the 9-yard line by Johnny Sy. He's up to the 15 to the 20, hit and brought down at the 25. So Navy has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. Navy, a highly touted and deservedly so offensive football team, has been completely stopped by Texas so far today. Staubach gives to Johnny Sy, skirting the right end. He is at the 28, and that's all. The pursuit of Texas is tremendous today. There are 3 or 4 men in on every tackle that time. The pile was led by Bobby Gamblin, a senior right guard from Stanford, Texas. A 3-yard gain, making it 2nd and 7. Texas with the ball at their own 28. All right, here's the ball fake-handed. The gain is up to the 29 by Pat Donnelly. A short 1 yard, if that. They mark it to the 30. And Ken Ferguson of Waco was in on the pass. So there's 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the 3rd period. Is at quarterback. He rolls to the left. He looks. He throws it to the flat. And it is complete at the 38 to Ed Orr. And Joe Dixon almost intercepted. But he couldn't get in front of Orr. And so it's a 1st down for Navy on the pass from Staubach to Orr. 54 seconds left in the period. 1st and 10 for Navy. Orr to the left is a flanker. Staubach gives to Donnelly, takes a return pass from Donnelly and pull down at the 38, fumbled, and I believe Texas may have recovered. They're unfiring. Nope, Navy recovered its own fumble. That's twice today that Staubach was hit so hard that he fumbled. This time Navy recovered it. Ken Ferguson was the ball flanker to the right. Defensively an 8-man line. Staubach looking, throws, and is complete to Orr. He's brought down in midfield in Texas territory at the 49. And there is the end of the period. So the 3rd quarter has just ended with the score, Texas 28, Navy nothing.
Beginning now of the 4th quarter, the score, Texas 28, Navy nothing, and here's Harry Carey.
Across the way, the Texas band, let's listen. Well, that is the final period of play. Navy trailing 28-0. for Navy on the Texas 49. The ball on the hash marks on the far side of the field, which is the east. In there for Navy, we have Roger Staubach at quarterback, Johnny Sy and Ed Orr at the halfbacks, Pat Donnelly at fullback. Dave Sugarrood and Jim Campbell at the ends, Pat Philbin and Jim Freeman at the tackles, Al Crickage and Fred Marlin at the guards, and Captain Tom Lynch is at center. So those are original first team in there. Texas now has Dan Malden from Azle, Texas, a sophomore 190-pounder left end, along with George Sauer, another sophomore from Waco at the other end. Jim Besselman and Ken Ferguson at the tackles, Tom Curry and Bobby Gamble at the guards, and Jack Howe is now at the center. Orr is the wing tee back to the right, double reverse with Orr winding up with the ball. He's going to throw a long left-handed pass. It is incomplete. It was intended down here for Jim Campbell. Double handoff that time with the flanking back Orr winding up with the ball, rolling to his, he's a passer, he threw incomplete. So it'll be from the Texas 49 as Navy to get going. Bo Price is now in the center, rather as a linebacker for Timmy Dorr, Hicks Green, Joe Dixon, and Jim Hudson. Rolling and looking, throwing it a flat incomplete. It was intended for Ed Orr. He was there that time all alone, but couldn't hold on. Joe Dixon was back on pass defense. 14 minutes, 48 seconds left. Ed Orr, who a moment ago tried that left-handed pass, wing back to the left is Bob Teal, Staubach. Again the double reverse, and Teal winds up with the ball and spins to the 46, where Tom Curry of Houston, a sophomore, brought him down. Marked the ball on the 46, a gain of 3. And it'll be fourth down, and about, well, close to 8 yards to go. Call it 4th and 8 from the 47. 4th and 8 from the Texas 47. On the flank is Teal. Staubach drops back. He throws down the middle, and it's complete. And down to the 30-yard line goes Dave Sugarrood from Menominee, Wisconsin. There's a first down for Navy at the Texas 29 as Staubach to Dave Sugarrood. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 29 for the Naval Academy. Timeout is called on the field of play. We're in the final period with the score Texas 28, Navy nothing. Staubach throws incomplete to Jim Campbell and then tries one to Bob Teal, again incomplete. And so it'll be 3rd down unless there's a penalty on the play. 3rd and 10 from the Texas 29, but there is a penalty against Texas. A 5-yard penalty, and Teal in there. Orr in there in place of Teal now. Orr on the flanker. Staubach drops back. He's looking. He throws down the middle. It's complete at the 5-yard line as Ed Orr again makes a diving catch. His knee hit at the 6, and it's 1st and goal for Navy from the 6. Joe Dixon was there on pass defense, but Orr made a diving catch. 1st and goal from the 6. Now the midshipmen have a chance to score. It is a flanker to the right. Staubach drops back, fakes, hands, and running the left side to the 4-yard line is Pat Donnelly, but there's a penalty going to be called. Donnelly on the fullback slant drives to 3.
Flag on the play.
The penalties against Texas, I believe. Offside against Texas. They're talking to Tom Lynch, the Navy captain. Roger Staubach at quarterback. Fakes and diving into the line is Pat Donnelly, but he made no yardage on that at all. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Pete Lamons, the right end, a sophomore, made the start. Pat Donnelly from Maumee, Ohio. 1.5 minutes remain. Staubach, and running the left side. And Johnny Sy going down and out of bounds. Take a Donnelly to about the 2-yard line. Donnelly again on a fullback slant. Roll out of bounds. And the ball is on the 2 now. And third and goal from the 2 as Joe Nixon and Olin Underwood made the stop. And this Texas line is wide to the right as a flanker. Defensively, it's a 8-man line. Signals called into by Staubach. He fakes. He's going to throw. He's going to run around right end. He scores! Roger Staubach, after faking the ball to Pat Donnelly, rolled to the right, faked as if to pass, and skirted right in. With Orr on the wing to the right. Signals called. Staubach drops back to throw. He fakes. He throws in the end zone. Good for 2. To Dave Sugarooter, was he out of the end zone? He was out of the end zone, so it won't count. What? He was out of the end zone, and so the 2-pointer does not count. And the score, Texas 28, Navy 6.
That was a fine drive by Navy as they moved down the field to get their first touchdown of the afternoon. It started on their own 25-yard line, and they moved in for the touchdown. The key play, of course, was that pass down to the 6-yard line that set them up, and then a penalty to the 3. That was Roger Staubach's 9th touchdown of the year. He had thrown 7 touchdowns with passing. He rushed in for 8, and he has now scored his 9th by running this year, averaging 2.6 yards per game, but he picked up 418 yards rushing. A great deal of comparison there between Carlisle, who also had just about the 400 mark in rushing, 415 yards. He too, of course, running a different type of play than Staubach.
Kick. It's a sharp one. Take it to the 20. One up to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, and still running and finally brought down is Tom Stockton from Bryan, Texas, the number 2 fullback. So Marlin's kick was short, taken at the 20 by Tom Stockton, and returned up to the 40-yard line, where Marlin, who kicked off, actually made the tackle. On the 40, Tommy Wade at quarterback. 5-man line defensively, a 5-3. Wade dropping back to throw. And he does, and pass interference is called. At the Navy 40. The interference was against George Sauer. And it was an obvious one, as Bob Keel tripped him up before he had a chance to catch it. So it is 1st and 10, and Bob Keel. So here's the wing back to the left. Buckaloo, and running the left side is Hicks Green, spins away, gets inside the 35, to the 32, and he fumbles. And Navy recovers at the 32-yard line. Navy recovered, I believe, Tom Lynch, their captain, or else Dick Ernest fell on the loose ball. And Navy's got the ball back in at quarterback. Wide to the left is the flanker's Orr. Staubach drops back. He looks. He throws, and it's complete to Orr, who made a diving catch at the 45. A gain of 13 on the play. It'll be a first down for Navy. This Orr, I don't know if he's a baseball player, but he should be. He's been making shoestring catches all day long. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Navy, 45.
Harry? He is a baseball player. He's an outfielder. So I'll pass that information on. You can tell Johnny Key. But he started out this year as a number 4 halfback. He was and moved right up as the season started. He's also a quarterback in high school. And he lacks some experience, but he demonstrated that he has all the qualities to become a real fine football player. He played outfield for Navy's baseball team. He's called Skip by his teammates. And he also did a fine job in high school in baseball and basketball. His father was once the National High School breaststroke champion, so he's coming from an athletic family.
Navy, 1st and 10 on the 45 in their own territory. Here's Staubach dropping back, being rushed. Oh, they throw him back to the 35. What a rush put on by Texas. Well, let's see if there's a personal foul going to be called. He grabbed him by the mask, by the face guard, and a penalty against Texas. Personal foul it is ruled, carries the ball down to the Texas 40. And it's a first try for this one. First and 10 on the Texas 40. Staubach drops back. He throws down the middle. It's completed to Dave Sugarroot. And there were 2 men on him, led by Timmy Dorr, but Sugarroot still completed it. This boy is a great athlete. Dave Sugarroot. Spells it S-J-U-G-G-E-R-U-D. First and 10 from the Texas 24 over the flanker. Staubach being rushed. Almost thrown. Now he's running. He's to the 30, the 25, the 20. Sidestepping and brought down at the 18. A handkerchief on the play. A penalty is going to be involved. Either clipping or ineligible man downfield, one or the other. Let's see. On the 18. Wide to the left is Ed Orr. Staubach drops back. He's looking. He's being rushed. He throws. Almost intercepted. Intended for Johnny Sy, who has been well contained by Texas today. Charlie Talbot put the rush on. And another conversation going on between the Longhorns. There's a flag across the way. I believe this penalty, Tom Lynch, the Navy captain, is in on the discussion. Defensively, it's a 7-man line. The trap up the middle to Donnelly, but he gets very short yardage, if anything. Scott Appleton and Tom Novus. Appleton, the left tackle, and Novus, the right guard, made the stop. Give him a short 1 yard on the play. And now, it is third down. The flanker is Orr. Signals called by Staubach. He fakes. Now he's running around the right. He's inside the 20 and knocked out of bounds at the 17. He may have picked up about a half yard. Tom Novus chased him across the field, and out of the secondary, Anthony King was also in on the play. They mark it at the 17. It'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go. 4th and 3 from the 7 is Orr. Signals call. And here's Staubach faking, giving to Ulrich, and he is brought down. Didn't make the yardage, and Texas is going to take over. Bill Ulrich, a senior from Pittsburgh, stopped by Scott Appleton. He made about a half yard to the inside the 16, but not good enough. And Texas takes over. Scott Appleton was shaken up on the play. First and 10 for Texas in their own 16. Wade in the running the team. Signals call in the Billy series, he hands off, and going past to the 17 is Hicks Green, a junior tailback from San Antonio, who has averaged 3 yards per carry this year. Tom Lynch, the captain of the Navy, made the stop. So, Longhorns, on the wing to the left is Joe Dixon. There's Hicks Green running the power side, and he gets to the 19. Hicks Green goes for 1, making it 3rd and 7. The ball on the Texas 19. Final period, 7 minutes, and Texas leads 28-6. Pat Dixon. Tommy Wade running the team. Hicks Green in the tailback spot. Wade rolls to the right. He throws, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted by Ed Orr. Orr does double duty, both on offense and defense. The pass was intended for Charlie Talbot, the senior 200-pound right end from Texas City. But Orr broke it up. 4th down and 7. And the ball is snapped. Sutton and Orr, the deep men. Plenty of time, he gets a kick away. And it's back at the Navy 35 where Sutton sidesteps 1, but hit by 3 others. And brought down on the 35. Bob Sutton, what pursuit this Texas team has shown all day long. Appleton is back in the ball game. Led the way. Receivers, any protection? First and 10 on their own 35. Staubach dropping back. being rushed, sidestep, throws down the middle, incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Dave Sugarrose. Let's see if pass interference is going to be called. Pass interference is called on Jim Hudson. That one too after today. Here's Johnny Sy on a quick pop over right guard. Gets down to the 47 before Staley Faulkner, the right tackle, made the stop. The first string line is in there for Texas. It is second down and 8. Wide, a flanker to the right. Staubach drops back. He throws into the flat to Orr. Complete at the Texas 45. Immediately brought down there at the 44. Anthony King out of the secondary made the tackle. First and 10 for Navy. The ball on the Texas 45. We're in the final period with 5 minutes remaining. Staubach drops back into the pocket looking. He throws to the opposite side. It's complete at the 38 to Jim Campbell. Immediately hit from behind by Joe Dixon and hit savagely, but he had already completed the pass. So mark the ball on the Texas 38. It'll be second and 4. Staubach in defeat, really battling their hearts out. Dropping back is Staubach. He's looking. He fakes. He's hit from behind. Loses the ball. Recovered by Texas. Texas ball is in field. Recovered in there by Ben House. Ben House and Charlie. First and 10 from their own 49. On the flanker is Dixon. Here is Christenick handing off, breaking into the clear and driving deep to the 35-yard line is Tom Stockton on a trap fullback play up the middle as Dick Ernest and Ed Orr finally brought him down. From his own 49, the flanker to the right is Joe Dixon. Defensively a 5-man line. Christenick throws back to Anthony King running the right side. He's still thin and he's still driving and out of bounds at the 27. A gain of 9 before Tom Lynch and Al Crickage bring him down. And Texas now marching. 3 minutes and 28 seconds remain. Is Joe Dixon. Signals called in there by Christenick. The handoff. Stockton on the trap again. Past the 20 to the 15. Tom Stockton from Bryan, a sophomore, 19-year-older, goes up the middle again with fine blocking. A trap play. And finally down. Dixon starts in motion. Hicks Green on a cross buck inside the 15 to the 14. It'll be second and 9 from the 14 as Bob Wittenberg, the number 2 left tackle for Navy, made the stop. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remain. Charlie Buckaloo from signals called by Christenick. He flips and here's Hicks Green. And he goes to the 11. A gain of 3. Hicks Green on the power. Around his left end. Pulled down at the 11. And it'll be third. And 6 from the 11-yard line. I like the sound of that. Signals call. Defensively, a 5-man line. There's the ball handed up the middle and breaking to the 1 is Tom Stockton. Oh, what a hole in the center of that line. You talk about great trap play. Stockton explodes to the 1. A minute 38. First and goal. 8-man line for Navy. Christenick fakes, gives to Stockton, spins. He's at the mouth of the goal. And he is stopped inches away. A minute 14. Can Texas score again? A minute 10. The ball is at the signals call. And Stockton stopped at the 1. 48 seconds. Stockton stopped trying to hit over center. 44 seconds. 39 seconds. Texas leading 28-6. Buckaloo on the wing right. Signals call. Christenick fakes, runs around the right end. Here. Did he make it? They have an indicator. I believe inches short. He's not yet over with 18 seconds. Just about quickly. Listen to this crowd. Christenick, the quarterback. And going and being stopped at the mouth of the goal is Hicks Green, I believe. He didn't make him. The game was over. The final score, the end of the game, Texas 28 and Navy 6.
Texas 28, Navy 6. Here's Harry.
Well, that's it. The famous University of Texas band in a closing serenade. Our thanks to our spotters, both of them I've mentioned previously, Matt Johnston from the Naval Academy and Paul Tracy spotting Texas for us. Also to our engineer, the most important man on the controls all day long, Cecil Wallace. Of course, our producer, Jimmy Dolan. A great ball game. Much more decisive in its outcome, Bill, than I thought it would be, than you thought it would be, than anybody thought it would be, because these two teams were separated only by a point or so as to being a favorite. But nobody knows what would happen if they played again. But on this particular January the 1st, 1964, with all due respect to a fine Navy team, Texas was just too much today.
That's right, Harry. There was just too much pursuit, too much goal for that Texas University team handling Navy today. Staubach threw 32 times, completed 19, and Carlisle went 20 times and completed 7. I think in that first drive, Harry, was the indication of the day. Navy came out with a 7-man defense. Texas probed the line a few times running. Then Carlisle threw, the touchdown came, and from then on, it was Carlisle who has been this master of picking the right play all year. He picked the spots, and he kept Navy off balance all afternoon.
You know, Bill, the strange point about this ball game is that Navy was feared for its devastating air game. Texas was expected to ground it out, and it didn't turn out that way. As Carlisle hit the 2 bombs to speedster Phil Harris of 57 and 63, and then the other 2 scores were Carlisle himself on the quarterback keep for 9 yards, and fullback Hal Phillip, who went 5 yards for a score. Let's flash down to the field for one more listen to a great Texas band. To say it's been a great ball game. It's sure good to be down here at the Cotton Bowl again. These people are so hospitable, and sure it's great to be working with you again here today, and look forward to it again real soon.
Thank you, Harry. Thanks for coming to Texas with us with CBS. We're very happy to have in here the Cotton Bowl, the greatest football game of the year. This 1964, the final score again, Texas 28 and Navy 6. Today's game was brought to you by Texaco. In all 50 states, it pays to trust your